Hey, this is John with Two Moose Home Inspections. Let's talk about your open electrical ground. Welcome to Inspector Insights. What is an open ground? With old houses, we used to only have a hot and a neutral. There was a two-prong receptacle. Now with that two-prong receptacle, we had that electrical circuit moving around. But if that hot were to touch something it shouldn't, well, then that shouldn't is now being electrified. So what did we do? We put a ground into there. So we have a hot, neutral, and a ground. So now if that shouldn't gets electrified, that's okay because that shouldn't is also connected to the ground. So what that does is it gives the electricity a path so it doesn't go through you as a person. Now, what can happen is that if the house is older, then yes, it's going to have a two-prong electrical system. And how do we fix that? Well, we have to rip out all the electrical and put it all back in. That seems bonkers. That seems crazy. That's going to be so expensive. So what are some other options we can do? Well, a lot of your devices, like let's say your cell phone chargers, they only use a two-prong receptacle. But if you're going to plug in something like a big metal appliance, like a refrigerator or a washing machine, you're definitely going to want not only that three-prong receptacle, but you're going to want it to be protected with a ground. But there's no way to get a ground to that location. So what can we do? Well, the whole point of the ground is that if something goes wrong, we're sending electricity to ground, so that way we're safe. So what's another way we can be safe? We can cut off that electricity. And if you have seen a GFCI, a ground fault circuit interrupter, it is tracking the amount of electricity that is going back and forth in this circuit. As soon as that shouldn't is getting electrocuted or is getting electrical current going to it, then we're going to cut off that electricity. So we can actually protect a two-prong receptacle by putting in a GFCI outlet. Now, testing that GFCI outlet is difficult with traditional tools. So the tools that we use like this require that ground plug to allow us to take that electricity and put it somewhere else. But the internal mechanisms, you should still be able to test that GFCI to make sure that it's operating correctly. Now, I would always recommend that you contact an electrician just to verify that this is the right fix for your particular situation. So if you have any additional questions, you can find your inspector's contact information on your inspection dashboard. And I wanted to say thank you and have a wonderful day.